am really, really enjoying all of this woodland and mushroom and foresty stuff. And I think I'm gonna just keep going with it and make one more thing for it, specifically a corset. All right, like most of my projects when I make them, I'm using EVA foam to do it. This is a 4mm EVA foam roll, and I'm going to cut, I believe, it into little strips that make it look like it is a bark off of a tree. And my plan here is to make it look like, or to make it segmented out or pieced out to where it will fit multiple people. So something I struggle with and why I don't make a lot of like wardrobe things is because I need it to fit multiple people. And in order to do that, I might need to make like 6 of one thing. I think though with this, I might be able to make it into where I can make like the lace down the front that would normally be there, and then some lacing in the sides, and then I can make it maybe in the back and it can adjust, like I can have extra pieces that will go into it if necessary, and they can be tightened together. So I'm thinking that this can just be pieced together and it will fit anybody that will want to wear it, because I'm not going to make it have like a top necessarily. It's just going to be like the kind of corset that goes right here in the middle. So that is the plan. Hopefully it works. I don't know. I don't have a template or anything for this. I'm literally making it up out of my head. So that is the plan, that is the goal, and hopefully I can make it happen. So my plan here, like I said, is to cut this into strips that will look like bark off of a tree. So I am going to go ahead and do that now and just cut little strips that I can put together to make them look like bark. I don't necessarily want them to be even. I don't need them to like match each other. So I am going to cut them in kind of straight ways, and then eventually I will take my rotary tool and I will put them into whatever pieces or shapes they need to be. I have everything cut out, and I think what I need to do next is cut them in half, or sort of in half, slightly in half, I guess is the right word, because I'm going to, like I said, it's not a full corset, it's just like a small corset. I don't actually know the right wardrobe term for what it is that I am attempting to say, so we're just going to say corset. So I'm going to cut them in half and go from there. Okay, I have been not doing foam projects that I needed to like shape or like carve anything out of, because truth be super told, I hate all the dust that comes off of it. Like I leave here just covered in dust. And a little bit ago, I did do exactly that. Like I covered myself in plastic, tried to keep the dust off of me. It sort of worked, but mostly didn't. So my thought is maybe if I just make a sanding box, perhaps that will work, and I can keep most of the dust off of me. Now, I've seen it done online, and I'm gonna try to do it. So I went downstairs and I looked for a big enough box to at least carve out these, and then I just have a little plastic piece to put over top. So, and then I also have some gloves that I can put in there too, so that I don't have like crazy sandy hands, because it just gets everywhere, and I don't think that I should be putting that all over myself. So I am going to try and assemble that now, and hope that I can at least use it just for today, and maybe if it works I'll make a better one. So let's go ahead and try and create that. The box is done, and this honestly should probably be like plastic wrap, but that's not what I have in the studio right now. I just have like plastic covers. So I have my gloves on that are making squeaky sounds. So I'm gonna try and putting some things in here, and just seeing how it goes. Hopefully it's okay. And it's a good idea because I need to finish doing this. I don't want it to be dusty anymore. Okay, let's do the thing. I got an airbrush, and let me tell you, I am super stoked about this because that means that I can do really awesome paint jobs on foam without leaving brush marks, and I can like do gradients. Whole new world has just opened up for me, and it actually wasn't that expensive either. I don't know why I waited for so long to buy it. Well, actually I do know, but it's because I didn't have anywhere to put it, but now I do. So air compressor, airbrush. The world is now my oyster. But I literally just got it this morning, and I spent the afternoon kind of just playing around with painting some things and watching some tutorials and figuring out how to use the airbrush because I have no idea. But I think I've got a good hang to it. We'll see. This could end up badly. So I am going to go ahead and finish painting these. And like I said, it's been a really long time since I picked this project back up. Being a full-time photographer and doing this, sometimes things just get in the way. So it's time to put this project back on the plate and finish it. So let's get painting. I completely cannot figure out how to use my airbrush system, so I ended up actually just kind of hand painting a lot of this. The pieces that I did actually get to work right, I do actually really love, and I think that they look way better than what like hand painting it would look like. So I really just need to spend some time with this, not like during a project, and just kind of fiddle around and see what I'm doing wrong, because I can get the paint that came with it to come out, but I cannot get my paint to come out. And what really is weird to me is the paint is thicker that they gave me than the paint that I'm putting in. It's almost just like water. So I don't know what's going on. So if you're an airbrush person, let me know below what I could be doing wrong, because I am getting frustrated. But anyway, it is time to go ahead and start decorating the rest of this. So I already did the lacing down the middle just so that I could get an idea of what needed to happen there. I put in the pieces that, or what are they called? Whatever these are called, I put them in. And that's what I laced it with. I'm really butchering this sentence, but I think you all know what I mean. I just had a shoot like 10 minutes ago, so I feel like my brain is not here yet, but it's fine. Now I realized that when I said I was going to make this, I wanted to make it bigger, like able to be expanded in size. I will end up cutting this piece and doing the same thing I did to the front with some extra pieces, just not right now during like this particular time. I'm just gonna go ahead and leave it shut, but that is where the extensions will happen. So the pieces that need to be added in to make it fit more than one size will be added here. I might also take some away as well so it can be smaller, but we'll see whenever we get there. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and decorate the bark. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and decorate the bark with some moss and mushrooms. Today is really actually a kind of a packed day. So like I said, I just did a shoot, and I am getting ready to go teach a photography class in like 40 minutes. So I'm gonna do what I can here, and then I'm gonna take whatever I need home with me and finish there, because I also tomorrow teach some other classes. So there's a lot going on this week. So I'm gonna get done what I can here now in this moment and take home what I can. So let's go ahead and decorate. Okay, let's talk about some final thoughts about this project. First off, I did not allow myself the appropriate amount of time to actually do this the way that it should be done. So I'm calling it a test project because there are some things that I absolutely hate about this, and I would, if given the correct amount of time, would actually take this whole thing and trash it and start over. But if it needed to be used today for a shoot, it would be perfectly fine. There are certain parts of it that my crafty self just really does not like. So what I would do if I built this again, I would actually lay a whole piece of fabric out and glue it to the backside itself so that it has a lot of extra reinforcements and structural integrity before I went and did any of the extra pieces or any additions on here. Because something that did happen is when I put it on it and it was just foam, it did kind of like rip in half, which I kind of did foresee coming, but I was trying to pretend that it wouldn't happen. The next thing, or what I ended up doing to kind of fix that, is I took this fabric that I have from, I think, the parade costume that I made for the Blink Parade, and I reused it in the inside of this and just put it in between some of the panels and glued it down. It's also very itchy, so I wouldn't use this fabric again. So like I said, this particular project I would actually just redo. Put all of the fabric on it before I added the grommets. The fabric would also help the grommets stay a little bit easier because they do have a tendency to rip in the foam, which I noticed whenever you go to pull the string or ribbon tighter. So I did keep this very, very loose on myself, which is perfectly fine. It didn't really actually like look very different. I would also make sure that I used a little bit more paint on this. So I was trying to play with the airbrush at the same time of doing this without ever using an airbrush before. And a little update on the airbrush, I don't know what I did, but it's like not spraying paint at all, and I've watched so many tutorials and I can't get it to work. So I'm going to return that one, I'm gonna get a different one and hope for the best and hope that it wasn't something that I did. I don't know, we're moving on past the disappointing airbrush story and we're gonna go to a new one. So if anybody has any airbrush machines that I should purchase, leave them in the link down below because your girl needs some assistance because she doesn't know what she's doing. But yes, so like I said, I would just call this a test project, but for the sake of this video, I am going to show you how it all looks and how it all came together. So let's move on to the final result and show you exactly what everything looks like as it came together in its hastily made fashion. Editing Jess here, and I just wanted to remind you to, if you are interested in seeing what becomes of this, what I have now decided the probably worst project I've ever made in my adult life. Yeah, that's what we're calling it. If you want to see what I will end up doing with it, like the better version, hopefully, you can follow me on Instagram at Say Yes to Jess, or there'll probably be a blog post about it and all of the struggles that have gone into making this on my website at sayyestojess.com. So if you are interested in that, please follow me there. If not, that's perfectly fine too. But I hope to see you next time, and I remember to like and subscribe, and that's all I got. Bye.